Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Vine, and my name is Dave.
My name's Marissa.
And today we're reviewing a very simple game called Maze Runner, and this is sent to us by FoxMind, one of her favorite animals. And so we're going to say a huge thank you for doing so, and this one is actually kind of brought to us by a teacher, really. He thought of up a game with straws, and for his students he wanted them to make mazes, and that is pretty much how Maze Racer was brought to life. Now, FoxMind took the production and it is impeccable. This is basically a game where you're both making mazes for each other, and then you pass them off, and then you see who can finish the maze fastest. This is the one that I made.
And this is the one that I made.
As you can see, mine's a little more chaotic and hers is a bit more precise. But that's the beautiful thing about Maze Racer. So we're going to go into what the components are here in a second and then show you how to play. But again, this game is super simple. So let's go show them how to do it now. Let's go. Alright, so the components here are top-notch production. There are not many of them, but the ones that come in the box are quality. So you're going to get 2 of these red ones and 2 of these green magnets, and these magnets here are a foam texture with, of course, the magnet on the back. The board is quite thick and durable, and one thing that me and my daughter like to do is open a new box, a game box, and see what it smells like. I know it's weird, but this one has a really interesting aroma, and one that I enjoyed. I know it's something silly, but whatever, that's just me. You also get the timer here, this wooden spacer is what I'm going to call it, and this wooden ball that's going to be going along the maze to complete it. These magnets come in 2 different colors because you get 2 different boards here. So with all that, now let me show you how to play with these components and how to play the game. Let's go. Alright, so essentially all you're going to be doing, you're going to have 2 people play at one time, and you're going to both start making your maze. And the goal is to have your maze go from this green start point here and continue with a path that is successful. You can make as many dead-end paths as you want, and one that is actually going to stay in place and allow the ball to get through. During this time, there is going to be no timer, but once one person completes their maze, I know it's a simple one, but whatever, they will flip this timer, giving the other player 1 more minute to complete their maze. If they don't complete it, well, it's going to be easier for the other player to do it. Some might say that giving more time might be a bad thing, but whatever. So once both players have completed their maze, they will pass it to the opposing player, and I make one here, and then you will again flip the timer, and you only have 1 minute to complete the maze, and the person who is the farthest when the time stops, or the person who reaches the end first, wins the match. So that's basically how you play. You want to kind of have the spacer here because you need to run it along your path to make sure that the ball has enough space to get through. If not, you're going to have to adjust. So now let me and Marissa actually show you a few maze setups and what we do in a round of play. Let's go. So now that I've shown you how to play, let's actually show you what happens during one round of Maze Racer. So at the same time, both people are going to be making their maze, and we're going to show you what me and Marissa come up with. Once one person gets done, they will flip this timer, and then that gives the opponent or the other player a little bit more time to finish their maze. This might be good for them, or it might have them make an incomplete maze and might be easier. So now me and Marissa are going to start, and we'll do a fast kind of play, and then we'll pass our mazes and let the other person do them. So let's go. Alright, so we have now finished our mazes. Mine is I try to make the longest path to try to eat up as much time as I can. So mine, I'm going to title it The Long Road. What about yours, sweetheart?
I'm going to entitle mine Twists and Turns because that's pretty much always the name of the game with my maze strategy. It's lots of twists and turns.
So now we're going to start the maze, flip over the timer, and the person who finishes first is the winner. So we'll try to keep it in picture here. I did run into the first dead end, so I'm pretty sure that she's going to take it. This is the theme of my wife's maze. As you see, if I wouldn't took the first dead end, I might have had a chance, but I never have a chance in this game when I'm going against my wife. But as you can see, she had a more precise and trickier maze, because when trying to get into these little paths, it's a bit harder. Mine was just a road that I wanted her to follow for a long time while I tried to figure hers out. But good game. So that is how you play Maze Racers. Now let's give this game a grade and tell you what we think. Let's go. So that was the basic gameplay. Like I said, that's super fast and super easy to learn. But where the charm is just that. As we always do, we're going to be giving this game a grade. I'm going to start and give this one a 77, which is a high C. And the reason why I do so is basically because of the production. FoxMind really killed it. I like the magnets. They're super durable, and there are a ton of them, so you can just, the replayability of this game, because it's super fast, and because you have so many different variations of magnets, I think it's super high, and that's where it hits pretty nicely for me. But I think one of the minor quibbles and the reason why it did get such a higher grade is because, yes, it's super simple and it's kind of one of those games you're going to just pick up and play and just set it down. But again, it's easy to do that, and you might get replayability out of it more so than some of your grandiose games. You might play this more than twice or 3 times a month, and those other games once a month. So that's one of the reasons why I like this game. It's rated from 8 on up, ages wise, and I think that is pretty much where it shines. You can do 7 or 6, but it does help kind of educate kids and challenge their mind to make different kind of paths. And the scale up to adults, I mean, some kids can make better mazes than even adults I've seen. But I just love the way this game kind of gels together. The production really made the straw idea just a good game that came into fruition, and I think this is a great finished product, and I would recommend this for any age. The families, the hardcore gamers, you will get a kick out of this. And just kind of doing this kind of slanting board thing. I've done games like that in the past, haven't you? Mm-hmm. And I've always had fun with this, and this is just a deluxe version of that. So, 7-7 was my score. What about you, sweetheart?
I definitely agree as far as it's easily playable with the whole family. I think that the age 8 is a good starting point for this game, but I mean my grade is pretty much in the same realm. I'd give it an 80% because it is a classic function. Like you said, when you were a kid, you used to play those slider games where you're trying to get the little ball through the maze.
And now you get to make your custom one, which is super neat.
Right, it brings a creativity piece into it and problem solving strategy for kids in that age group, where it's easier than some of those bigger, longer playing games that involve strategy that take more patience. This is something that you can break out, probably like you said, a few times a month, and it's not necessarily going to get old because it's definitely a classic concept. But it was a lot of fun, and I can see our family enjoying this over and over.
Mm-hmm. So, would you recommend this for families, hardcore gamers?
Absolutely for families. I don't think hardcore gamers are going to really get much out of this at all.
Yeah, a few good plays, but not something that's going to be a continuum in the process of their gaming lives, right?
Yeah, I think the value is with the younger set for sure.
Absolutely. So that is our thoughts on Maze Runner from FoxMind. Again, I wanted to send a huge thank you to FoxMind for supporting the channel. This is how we get the reviews out super fast, and I want to send a huge thank you to joining us again, Marissa. You always have such a great point of view. I hope this was something that you enjoy. If you do, please seek out this game because I can't recommend it enough. Until the next time that we see you, I've been Dave.
I'm Marissa.
Have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the mazes that you race. Bye, everybody.
Bye.